Hey, Mr. Howard here again. As I suggested last week on the class webpage, I wanted to read a story out loud and talk about some of the literary elements that were going on in the story. And I was sort of stumped on what story we were going to do because I can't teach stuff that's on the curriculum because of free and equal access to public education laws. And obviously, I can't make anything required that we do. But at the same time, I couldn't teach anything new because of copyright laws. So I was thinking like maybe I could do the Three Musketeers or Treasure Island or something that's sort of old and free from copyright and available on like Project Gutenberg online. But then it occurred to me that I do have the copyright rules or own the copyright of a story that I just finished writing. It's called Faradays Mirror. It's a young adult novel, and it's at the publisher right now. It's going to be coming out this summer. And so I asked my administrator, hey, could I read that to my class and talk about some of the things that I did as an author that dovetail with the kinds of things that we talk about authors doing in the books that we read in class, that maybe it would make it sort of real to you and show how this stuff is actually operating in the real world. And I got the approval to do that because it's not really a conflict of interest. I'm not encouraging you to buy the book. It's not even available for sale. Nobody's going to have to do it. It's just sort of an opportunity for me to share my passion for writing and my appreciation for language and the art of storytelling, the kinds of things we talk about in class, with you through my own, my own writing, through my own avenue in that field. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a reading of my new novel, Faradays Mirror, and I'm going to do maybe a couple chapters at a time, and then I'll stop the video, and then I'll do another video where I analyze some of the things that I did and why I did them. So I'm not going to offer any analysis as I read through. I will create secondary videos with analysis. And in fact, I'm going to stop this video right now so that I just do the reading, on the chapter videos. Maybe I'll do one chapter at a time, and I'll make each video just a chapter, and then I will, throw an analysis in there every 2 chapters or so for you to look at and think about. So anyway, this is sort of the intro to it. I guess I can talk a little bit about it for those of you that are interested. The genre is portal fiction, which means it falls in with all those stories in which people from our world end up going into another world. The most famous example, sort of the start of the genre, is C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia, where the kids go into a wardrobe and then they end up in an alternate world. But there's lots of other ones. A Wrinkle in Time is a famous one. And then the more modern ones, Harry Potter, Platform 9 3/4, or Percy Jackson at Camp Half-Blood, where this secondary world exists parallel with this world. Well, that's what this story is. The premise is, and you'd be able to read this on the back of the book, so it shouldn't be, it doesn't have to be a surprise, is that there are these 2 brothers in New Hampshire, and that they stumble across the plans to something called the Faraday Mirror behind an old Victorian photograph, and they decide to build it. And so they build it, and then they're going to go across, and so it falls into this portal fiction genre of literature. And I'm not going to tell you a lot more about that. Your primary themes are things like brotherhood and family, and I have 2 sons, and so and I'm a member of 3 brothers growing up, so it's something that I really understand from a number of perspectives that I tried to work into the story thematically as sort of a lesson to watch these kids grow and change, and the bonds that they build with each other and stuff like that. So it's actually the setting of the story is 1996, New Hampshire. So it's retroactive. It goes back a number of years. I tried to capitalize on sort of the nostalgia wave. I want this to be a story that appeals not only to teenagers, it's a young adult story, but also to their parents who lived in this time period. So it should have this crossover, overlap, and appeal. And also, I grew up in the 90s, and so I know it really well, and I can make a lot of pop culture references and stuff like that I am lost with today. So, there's that too. All right, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to end this video, and then I'm just going to read you the prologue, and then I'll do another video for chapter 1, and we'll call today done.